If you have ever considered using PEDs, stop and watch this video first. My name is Hannah. I'm an IFBB Pro female bodybuilder, and on this channel we talk about all things PEDs and bodybuilding, and without filters, no holding back. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Whether you've been tempted by the stage or the screen, or you just feel like you've hit your genetic potential and you think PEDs are the next step, this video is for you. And by the way, I made a free PDF that you can work on these questions at home if you guys want. It's linked in the description box. Now, this is not meant to push you in either direction. Your life is your own, but these are the questions you absolutely have to ask yourself before you make this life-changing decision. This is the conversation that I wish somebody had had with me before I started my PED use. The truth that the before and after photos are not going to show you. Question number 1 is, why am I considering PEDs? What do you wish to gain from them? Be brutally honest with yourself. This is a very important question. Is it because somebody suggested them? Is it because you want to be sponsored and make more money? Do you think it'll just improve your overall life? What caused you to consider using PEDs in the first place? And again, be brutally honest with this. Answering this question honestly is so important for 2 reasons. 1 is your own expectations, and 2 is so you don't end up using this lifestyle as a crutch, which is very much what I did. I used this lifestyle as a crutch. I very much used PED use and chasing muscle as a form of therapy. I wish I would have really understood my why before I started on PEDs, because then I would have realized I was setting myself up for possible addiction and ignoring my health. Today's constant exposure to hypermuscular physiques can make anyone feel inadequate and can lead them to doing extreme things like we see today. And if you can't answer this question honestly, you are not ready for PEDs. Number 2 is, what are my expectations? Do you expect to go pro as soon as you start taking PEDs? You expect to become sponsored, make more money? And then, are your expectations realistic? Are you aware that you don't get paid just for going pro? And most prize money is not enough to live off of, let alone even pay for a single prep. Most of the time you'll end up spending more on a prep than you'll get in prize money. And there are no guarantees that you're going to get a sponsor. And even if you do, the likelihood of you making a living off of that is very, very low. Ask yourself, am I doing this for me, or am I doing this for clout and recognition and people that aren't going to be around when your health is on the line? Then evaluate your why and your expectations and be very realistic about them. Now take more than a day to think about these questions. Hell, take a month. PEDs are always going to be there. And if you're still here and you're still thinking about it, now we can get into the things that most people don't want to hear, which is the irreversible things. Question number 3, am I willing to accept permanent physical changes? That means your face can change, your hair can change, you can grow hair places, you know all the physical things already. Voice, all of it. Those things don't reverse, or they don't reverse easily. Some of them you can get surgery on, but again, it's a big cost and still a big risk. Now, a lot of people expect a list of physical risks, but what if I told you the psychological risks are even harder to deal with? Which leads me to question number 4. Am I willing to risk the possible psychological side effects that come along with PED use? If you've ever felt anxiety or depression, you know how hard that can be. Not only does PED use increase this in people that already have it, it can create anxiety and depression in people that have never experienced it before. Remember, we are messing with our hormones here, and it's going to affect our mood. I remember being on cycle and actually having to pull over while I was driving because I was having such bad anxiety. Depression coming off of a cycle is very real and very common. In fact, your whole personality can change, and there's no way to predict how you're going to react to any one steroid. It can affect your relationships, it can affect your decision making, it can even make you more likely to cheat, and a lot of people don't want to admit that, but it does happen. For people that already experience anxiety and depression, I highly, highly, highly recommend against PED use. As you can imagine, that getting worse and how dangerous that could be. Body image issues are another big one. If you don't have them, trust me, you will. And if you're on the fence about any of this, you are not ready for PEDs. And if you're still here, we're not done yet. Question number 5. Am I ready to monitor my health for the rest of my life? And I'm talking regular blood work, regular organ function tests, regular hormone panels for the rest of your life. Are you financially and mentally ready to handle if you possibly run into something? I will have to be on hormones for the rest of my life, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to have to deal with cystitis, and that is confirmed to be 100% steroid related. And I've also known people personally to have heart attacks in their 30s. You will quite literally be risking your life. Question number 6. Do I have a plan for after steroids? Because coming off cycle does not mean going back to normal. You will be different, your hormones will be different, most likely your personality will be different. If you want a family, steroids can affect your fertility. If you want kids, be prepared to possibly never be able to have one naturally. Question number 7. Do I know my hard limits? And am I familiar with the compounds that I plan on taking? Do I know their individual risks? An example would be like tren. It's one of the strongest muscle builders on the market, but it's also one of the most neurotoxic. And lastly, number 8. Am I ready to constantly be judged and questioned by the world? Yes, bodybuilding is literally about being judged. But even off the stage, you will be judged. Sometimes it'll be positive, sometimes it'll be negative, but regardless, once you're an outlier, you will be judged. This personally is the least of my worries, as I do not live my life in accordance to what other people think, but I do know people that have a hard time with it, and it can really affect you. Also, keep in mind that there might be other things you need to consider based off of you as an individual. Things like medical history, family history, predispositions to things. The list doesn't just end here. If you are not 100% okay with this list, PEDs are not right for you. They're not just about muscle. They're about your mind, your relationships, your health. Consider all things and do not rush into a decision like this. So anyway, I hope that helped some of you. I know I get asked advice on PEDs every single day, so I just wanted to put this out there. Sorry this one was so heavy, but it is a serious topic, and I do want you guys to be taking this stuff seriously. And if you've never been tempted to take steroids, that's amazing. But like I said, this is for the people that have been tempted at one point or another, or maybe currently going through considering things. This one's for you guys. So I'm gonna make a thumbnail because I don't want to end on this like sad, serious note. So I'm gonna flex for you guys. Bam. All right, see you in the next one.